Hey there.
What up? What up? What up? We're back
Welcome.
again. Oh my God.
Yes, we are. Welcome to the Fool's Journey. We are on our fifth installment of this wonderful journey that we are taking with the amazing leadership of Bryan Lahr as our guide.
It's been really fun so far. I hope you're having a good time. It's been a
I am.
blast.
These broadcasts are really expanding my consciousness. Every time I do it, I feel myself expanding a little bit, and I guess I'm just meant to be here. I never thought it was something that I would be doing, but
Well, you are inundating yourself and fully immersing yourself in the vibration of raising.
I am totally.
Yeah.
We were just talking. What's up, Joe? We were just talking about the interview that I had with Lori Ladd, and I was starting to tell you, so I'm going to tell the story that I had never really felt like an activation. I guess that would be the word that I would use for it. And I had been reading her book, and she talks about these higher dimensions of consciousness, 12D consciousness, creating the earth as an experiment, and that basically the idea of creating creation and creating a consciousness is that it's created with an intention. So these consciousness created the earth as a physical form through intention and through vibration. And as I was talking to her, I made the realization, and I think she did too, that the book was actually conscious. She created the book, which was a consciousness that was now interacting with other people and other people who were reading the book, and that came up because reading
That's the way
book,
the deck is.
yeah, oh, absolutely. It opened up a whole new perception. That's what I mean about
Isn't
feeling
that awesome?
activated.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
Did you
like,
get the rush up your spine?
yeah, I was just like, and the cool thing was talking to her. I watched her also like make that realization that her book was a consciousness that she created that is now part of the universe and interacting with other consciousnesses. It was awesome.
That's really great.
Yeah. So, but here we are on the Fool's Journey. Once again, I'm excited to learn some more about.
Hey, I have some chilly news I want to share, man.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So, last week we did the impromptu little effect at the end with the rod spinning, right?
Amazing, yes.
So Jilly gives me a contact later on, and man, there she is. She sent me a little video with her wind chimes, and she's making those things move with her energy. And I was like, "Wow, man, awesome!"
Jill,
awesome.
You did not share that with me. That
just
amazing!
Wow, awesome.
Rick is saying, "Wow, cool." About
hey, my friend Rick Midler. Okay, I have a Rick Midler. I'm gonna have a lot of stories tonight, man. I have a Rick Midler story. Rick Midler is one of my oldest friends. We're both art cohorts in crime. We never worked at the same agency, but we both did lots of years in ad agencies. Him in New York and me a lot of different places. And we wound up hooking up, about 25 years ago. And I'm great friends with him and his wife, and have been part of their courtship and that whole. So I've liked seeing him really grow and leave advertising and become an artist full time. So the cool thing about 2-3 weeks ago, I get this email from him, and his work has been selected by someone that has a gallery right by the Louvre in Paris, and they're packing up his stuff to go to fucking Paris to have a show.
That's amazing. Wow.
So kudos to my bro.
Congratulations.
I could not celebrate that anymore, man. Just amazing.
That's amazing. Congratulations, Rick, and thank you for joining us and contributing your energy to our moment here.
And there be Neil. Neil, awesome. I don't know what I'm going to do with you, man. You're a piece of work, my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
hey, Rick, did you get your cards today, by any chance?
Who are you talking to, Neil?
I'm talking to Rick. No.
Yeah, Rick. Okay.
Yeah, he just got his deck. He wanted to go along on the full bore Wizard
awesome.
Tour. Yeah,
so that's amazing. That's really, amazing.
Really, very,
Rick,
very cool.
Rick is saying yes. He got his cards. That's
excellent.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Sweet.
So
Sweet.
tonight. Go ahead, man. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, I
I'm
mean,
kind of
just
wound up right at the moment. So.
yeah, no, it's awesome. So just for people who are just joining, or maybe they haven't seen the show before, people watching the replay, we are learning about the Wizard of Odd Tarot deck. And this is Bryan's beautiful deck that he created through not only his knowledge of tarot and how energy works, but also through his amazing photography and light painting. So that's, I thought this was something really worth exploring and celebrating, and so Bryan and me came up with this show, and here we are, and it's been amazing.
Well, Michael actually got the deck and was going to bust it out, and we started to talk about, well, first thing you need to do is bless it and like get the whole thing ready, and we just sort of like, wow, man, we should just do a show and like take me through the whole thing. And now he has to learn. He's a captive audience. Right. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So I blessed my deck. We've been doing some pulls. We've been learning about the cards. So far we've been through the Fool, the Magus, the Priestess. And tonight we are going to the Empress. So
the lovely, beautiful, effervescent, the Empress. Yes, the Earth Mother.
Share my screen here so we could all take a good look at the image, and Bryan can talk about it with us. All right, so share, boom, there she is.
So
I'm gonna zoom in.
The Empress is an earth element card, and she is the quintessential earth mother. And, when they talk about Gaia, when they talk about that whole scenario, she is the womb of the earth. And like in a reading, if you see this, she represents creation of all kinds, a new business, art. That's one of the reasons I really love her. But a pregnancy, like if you're reading for someone that wants to get pregnant or somebody's about to get married and you pull this card, that's a super big indication that that's in the works, a pregnancy and children. So, she's kind of like, I'm talking about advertising. I once worked at an agency where the head of the agency was really beautiful, brilliant woman. And it was a huge, a pretty large agency. There were hundreds of people there. And every party that she would have, she would make sure, for the agency, she would make sure that every single employee there got welcomed and made to feel like they were really a special guest there and not just somebody that showed up, and made a point to go around to every single client. I don't know how she had the energy or the ability to actually do that, but that's the magic of the Empress. and she does that for the world and for you individually. One of the really cool things about the Empress right now is that Venus is in a particularly special place in the sky and in conjunction with several different planets, so that things are happening. And Venus is the planet that rules this card. So, if you think about the qualities of Venus, it's love and Aphrodite and beauty and perfection and care and compassion and all the love scenarios.
Right.
She's the quintessential love person.
Right. Yeah. So I kind of had this question too, but Jilly's posing the question. What's the difference between the Priestess and the Empress? Well,
the Priestess, that's a really great question. I kind of see those as two halves of the whole. It's like I did I broke the Magus up into body, mind, and spirit. Well, I kind of see the Priestess as the analytical, subconscious part of a person, going into the mysterious realms and the secrets of things, and being connected to the moon and those areas. And the Empress is more emotional and warm and welcoming, and she's very on the surface. Like most people consider the Empress like one of the easiest cards to interpret, because you know the Priestess has so many secret levels to her, and actually being able to get through that is not
Jill says great because I'm both. that you got to do have.
You're all things, Jilly.
To me, that's kind of what I got. I got more like the Priestess was more a little bit more like the seductress. Like you'd want the Priestess, you know, you would kind of what's the word I'm looking for? You would want the Priestess, whereas the Empress is more like maternal.
Well, I disagree. I think for me, I mean, that can be anything you want it to be as you develop your own relationship. I want to really, really stress that. But for me, the Priestess is very aloof. It's not really sensual at all. It's very intellectual and and the Empress is sex, is pleasure, is
so
joy.
maybe it's the other way around then. I just felt a more maternal vibration in the description of the Empress.
The Empress, that is an aspect of her, but that is like she's kind of like that's the quintessential female, the hostess with the mostest, you know, on every level. She's like the person that can figure out what you need and supply you with that. The Priestess has what you want and makes you work for it.
Okay, gotcha. So that is a little bit more of a motherly thing for the Empress.
Absolutely, she's the nurturer.
Neil saying, "Hey Brian, as I mentioned, I'm feeling the energy pull and using the exercise to direct energy from the plexus, especially when bench pressing and needing to get just one more set in." So I guess you guys are talking offline about some stuff.
You know, I really a lot of people have messaged me outside of this and have gone back and watched the shows past the live stream thing, and that's really cool. I'm happy.
Thank you guys. We
happy
appreciate
to try to help everybody get along. You know, the energy thing, it's not part of a regular tarot scenario, you know, but I hope that at the end of this, you know, if we go through this, I've snuck in a whole magical initiation for you.
Oh yeah, I feel it happening. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That last week with the effects was amazing.
You know, next week I want to show you, you know, the spinning the rod things. Like really, it's pretty cool. But like, how do you use that? You know, and you can physically use spinning the rod. We'll charge a card next week. We'll use it to do a directional find. We'll use it to do a yes and no thing. And I'm working on my own little version of a little Ouija board, a little spirit board where I've got the circular letters, and we'll fire it up and I'll charge that up and we'll see what kind of messages we get. I think that could be super fun.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
That gets me to a very special point for tonight, because coming up, I happen to be looking at the calendar and the dates and when the cards what date the cards will be happening. And the October 31st, Halloween, Monday night for the card of fortune. So I think that is really super fantastic. I would love to do a 2-hour Halloween special, and I already talked to Car today. She wants to come on. We'll get dressed up. We'll do some crazy shit.
Wow!
And maybe we'll do the spirit board thing on Halloween. Well, I'll just commit to that. We'll do that.
Yeah, there you go. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I think that'd be super fun.
A Halloween special.
A Halloween special, man. Yeah, and I just started. I've got a couple of other people I'd love to invite. If you have any suggestions for that, let's make it a night to fucking remember.
I love it, man. I love it. That is brilliant, Brian. Totally
I think that'll be really super fun, and a way to just, you know, bust it out and just be the biggest us's. You know, I've got a couple of other really cool guests coming up too. We'll get back to the Empress in a second. We'll do a little reading here too. But I just have some super exciting kind of news. And you know, my friend Jan Parvanian, he's like one of the great light painters, and one of my inspirations from
Is
way
he
back.
you showed me some videos
He's the
of this,
line
right?
guy. He's the line guy.
Okay, okay.
He, you know, a lot of people do that line technique, but
Yeah.
Jan is the father of that, man.
Okay.
And
okay.
he's also a super talented artist. He lives in Helsinki. He and I have been working on a little video trade-off where he does a lot of stop motion stuff, as do I. And my little creepy baby taxi is going to leave my place here and go to his studio in Helsinki, and we're about halfway through that. We've made some really good progress on that.
Wait, what? Let me bring some of his work up. What's his name?
Jan, Janne,
okay.
Parvanian, P-A. Oh man, how to spell that?
I got it.
Okay.
Parvanian. Yeah. Oh wow, yeah, awesome. Let's go to images, and
if you see the one with the blue room, it's a blue room that's just lines all over the whole thing, and there's a guy laying down on a table in the room.
Yeah, let's see if that one comes up.
Yeah, that's the one that inspired me to start light painting.
Yeah. I'm just looking at like a Google search result page, but immediately I'm like,
over the top, right?
I can totally see why you like this.
yeah. There you go. Yeah. So he's going to be here and be here for the art card. He's also a very metaphysical person as well, and so I'm super stoked about that.
Yeah, look at this work. This is awesome.
He's amazing. Oh, dude, I just love his stuff. Touches me on such a deep level. I can't even begin to tell you.
Let me see if I can get this a little bigger in the window there. There we go.
Yeah. What you can't really see from this is that it's made of all these tiny little lines. Oh, there you go. Man.
Beautiful.
I mean, wow.
Awesome. Jill is saying, I want to light paint. Jill, it's a date. You and me, we're gonna light paint. I'm so excited. That's so awesome. And then we've got Helen. What's up, Helen, out there? Funny, everyone I know loves Halloween, and I've never liked it at all. Well, you're still invited to the Halloween special, and we hope you come. And Rick is saying he loves it. He's looking at the artwork. Neil is doing a Dark Shadows meet. Oh, nice. But he will have to catch the Halloween podcast. Awesome. So let's look at one or two more of these. Wow.
Right. Oh man.
Look at that. That is
beautiful. Just beautiful.
Woo. Thank you for sharing this. I think you've showed me this guy, but I think his video work.
I did. He does a lot of stop motion video stuff that is pretty crazy to do. I mean, it's crazy when you think about the length of time it does to make one frame. And for each of those stop motion things, you've got to do 8 images, you know, and like getting them connected. It's a real Zen art form thing. I have uber respect for him for that. Yeah, totally. When we talked about doing that magazine thing, we brought him up for that.
Yes, that's right. That's when we were.
Yep. So the other bit of exciting news is that in the first show, I brought up a site called supertarotuk.com as a recommended place for anyone learning to go, and it's an amazing reference place. Well, I finally got accepted after 5 years of applying to the Uber Toth group, and he's one of the main guys. So anyway, I connected up with him, and it looks like he's going to come on the show, man. I'm like, what? Are you kidding? The Super Tarot guy on the show?
Phenomenal.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
So I've reached
Look at
out.
what happened. You know what? Well, I got to say this, and Jilly will get this. Jill saying congratulations.
Thanks, Jilly.
Look at the amazing things that happen when all you do is, I know you can't read that, but it says just show up. and that's what we did with this show, right? We just showed up. And we were like, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's just show up and look at what's happening. Already there's stuff happening. That's what I love about this medium. I got to tell you, Bryan, like the live stream of consciousness and this, and like anything connected to it, it's really amazing. Back to a quick little story with the Lori Ladd interview, and not even related to the interview, but related to this platform and the intentions of what we're doing, what the live stream of consciousness is doing. I saw so much division on Facebook and on these social media platforms when COVID hit and all of these things, somebody would post something and then the response would be like, you freaking idiot, and like people would be fighting left and right. So somebody watched the Lori Ladd episode and responded and said, oh my God, thank you so much, that was a great interview, I have to get this off my chest. I never usually say things negative, but the music that you have for the show is the most horrible thing I have ever heard. But she was really, really nice about it. She said, I'm just telling you because maybe other people feel this, and I really liked your show. And so I guess the point I'm trying to make is I responded to her very nicely. I said, wow, I've thought about maybe it's too heavy and this and that. But we just had this little back and forth discussion with total respect, total love.
I have to give you kudos about to that exact point, because I was on the Fool's Journey page, and there was 3 or 4 trolly comments.
Oh yeah,
and me, I'm like, Mr. What? And you like replied with the most elegant, like,
love, man. I replied with love.
It was so funny, man. I was like, okay, Sensei, I'm grasshopper, and you teach me, sir.
You know what? Honestly, and it's really interesting because I love those moments because they give me the opportunity to do that. You know what I mean? It's like I'm like, oh, here's a cool moment that I can respond and just respect and love, and it's just, that's it.
Well, when you really become plugged in and aware, and you're trying to make use of all of your time, not just a little piece of it here and there, you're making you're plugged in, and you're seeing every moment as an opportunity to practice and get better at whatever you're doing. And that's glorious. I think that's one of the best ways to make it through life.
Yeah, totally.
Like at the end of the day, I didn't have any moss grow on me.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Jilly's out there and she's saying, yes, it triggered at first. Listen, we're human. And I think that's something that we're conditioned to do is be triggered. And like Bryan's saying, when you're aware of that, you can kind of live outside of that trigger.
That's right. To that point about the music, music is one of my really super critical pieces in my practice because it is so visceral. It supersedes intellect and goes right to your emotional center. So you're feeling stuff before you're even thinking about it with music. So that's why music is that's the hardest thing for me, man. I'll do a piece of art and almost everybody will like that. A piece of music is so like half the people hate it, half the people love it, a couple people. I mean, it's like I don't know. It's like the hardest thing to hit to find a kind of generally accepted piece of music.
Right. Right. Well, like the Beatles, is kind of that. It hits that point in music where it's a lot of people are drawn to it, and this is really interesting because this goes back to what we were saying. Music is also that creation that becomes a consciousness.
Exactly.
Right. It's and here's a cool thought I had about music. Like when an artist creates a song, right, and they record that song, there's all this intention and creation into the song, and they put it out there, and not only is it literally, because it's music, it's a vibration, right, it's a sound wave, but to me, I see it as this vibration that's out in the universe, and almost like it goes out and it's just exists now in the universe, and almost like every time you hear that song, you're encountering that vibration again.
That's why I have a specific practice list of songs that elicit specific blasts of inspiration, feelings, and energy. And when I'm needing that particular thing, now I can just turn on that song in YouTube or iTunes, and in seconds, I can have a space where it would have taken me hours or a day to get to.
Right.
So, music.
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, Tibetan bowls. I met the craziest people I had a yard sale before I started moving here, and
Okay.
I met these people that do this meditation, this Tibetan bowl meditation every Friday. Long
Okay.
story
It's like a
short,
sound healing. A sound healing.
yeah, and it's an hour. They do a 5 minute of bowls, 5 minute meditation, 5 bowls, 5 meditation, 5 bowls, 5 meditation. And the bowls get played in specific kind of modes that take you to different places. It's an amazing journey. I've really just loved the hell out of it. And through that, and the people that are involved in that have been in that for a long time. And so they kind of have this cohesive little energy about it. And they welcomed me in. It was really amazing. And long story short, they graciously agreed to do a piece of music for our show opening, and we'll have them in the show. Yeah, we'll have them in the show, and I'm getting them to get some of just the bowl. The little 5 minute pieces. I'd love to include that, like at the end of the show, and like
awesome. A little meditation.
Let people go out with that.
Awesome. Oh my God,
beautiful.
Brian, this is really.
So they'll be on. And two other things. There's another guy there. One of the things I've been really excited about, my own study of the tarot, magic, my whole connection with my teacher right now. And the thing that he said that hooked me at the beginning was he wanted to learn where I was and what I knew so he could help me build my own cosmology. I wasn't getting fit into some pre-made hole, that I had to go to. He was looking for the best ways to make me realize my biggest self,
Wow.
So that's what I'm hoping.
You know what? And that is totally what's going on, dude.
That's where we're going, man.
So what's going on? That's amazing. And you know what? I'm so grateful if this show has anything to do with it or is a part of that. I am just so grateful. That's amazing.
So 2 more people from the meditation thing. Tomorrow I'm hooking up with a guy that's a renegade yoga guy, as instructor for many, many years, and he's put together his own cosmology about yoga. We had a long conversation about that. I'm starting my program tomorrow after 4 o'clock.
Congratulations.
And I'm going to have him on the show as well and talk about that. And the last but not least is a guy named David Mum. And this guy has been putting together this book and does actual physical healings with electromagnetic machines and things that I usually scoff at. But dude, as I have dug into this is like the technological version of what we do energetically in ourselves.
Sure.
And I'm so stoked to be, he's writing an encyclopedic book for this right now, and he invited me to participate in the design, and I've been graciously asked to give him some input and stuff along the road, so I'm getting to see it develop, and it's like, wow,
this
amazing.
Is a glorious day, my friend.
Glorious day. Well, it is the Empress. It is abundance. It is the cornucopia of goodness and creation and dreams and being fed and full and satisfied and
and the wizard is mad. So
by the way, woo, you hear me say woohoo a whole lot, but woo, WOO, is Wyzard of Odd. It's the acronym for that. Whoa, so I'm stealing it. Everybody else steals them. I'm stealing woo.
So Neil, I wanted to put this up before. Neil made a comment. This is when we were talking about taking the chance to use somebody saying something and taking the chance to use it to be better, right? He says, I'm a stand-up comic, but I don't cherish the hecklers. Maybe I should. And I just, when I read that, I immediately felt, no shit, you will own those hecklers if you cherish them. You will own them. So absolutely cherish what's coming at you. It may not be fun. It may not, immediately, like what Jill was saying, it triggers at first. At first it's like, ooh, I got to respond to this guy. But then once you can get past that, you're way above that guy. You're way higher than he is. And you dominate. So yes.
Well, like your response, to the guys on the Fool's Journey, you got to be like the wind, like a reed in the wind. you know.
Oh, I forgot. I want to remember what I said. They got, so there's two guys on the page that were kind of heckling us, saying, "Oh, they're certainly fools." And I asked,
I'm no fool.
I said, "Welcome to the third dimension. Do you think you were exempt? You know, we're glad to have you here." You know, it was nice, but
it was all good, and there
I
wasn't
love it.
really any way to take offense to any of it. I was
Right,
like, wow,
right. That's it.
nice job, bro, man.
Totally. And your cousin is here. What's up, Nancy? Hey, cuz, on average.
Hey, there's
How-
another one. I'm celebrating the shit out of this. My cousin, I have very few like real family left, man. She's like living up in Missouri. I don't get to see her really very often. She comes through every once in a while for one of her trips, excursions, and we get to hug and then communicate over this. And she recently has lost 70 pounds, and like, oh my, this is something she's been going after her whole life.
So it's a good thing.
Oh, it's a fantastic
It's worthy
thing,
of congratulations. Congratulations.
Oh, like kudos.
Sometimes people do lose weight because they're sick, and it's like not.
No, I wouldn't bring that up if that was like an illness. But this is something that she has really gone after, and is making her feel like when I weighed 400 pounds, dude, and I lost I lost a whole person, 180 pounds, man.
Yeah.
And that I had no concept of how good I would feel when I was that heavy. Right. And she's now starting to reap those rewards.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Like, oh, wow, I'm feeling this.
Congratulations, Nancy.
So I just want to blow some wind in her sails. So
absolutely.
Keep going
I'm grateful. I feel gratitude for it. It's awesome. Very cool.
She asked how often to pull cards. Whenever you feel like it. Anytime you have a question. I stay connected to them now, so that they're really not, it's not really something I do like I go to do. It's just right there. If I have a little question, I'll pull a single card. If I want some deeper information, I'll do a full shuffle and like pull it out. It's just, it's part of your connection to the super consciousness,
Right.
It's awesome.
That's right. It's all vibration. Totally. So I'm looking for the card that I pulled earlier. There it is. So maybe we can talk about that.
Yeah, I pulled the sun for this
wow.
for the show tonight. Yeah, I pulled the sun, and the sun is like one of the best. I mean, this is like radiating out in all directions, success and light and completely filling up the space. So awesome.
Awesome. So I guess I can talk about before the show started, you and I were talking, and I was like, "Oh, hey, I'm here online waiting for you," and you're like, "You didn't send me a link," and I had totally forgotten to send you a link, and I was like, just waiting for you, and then I pulled a card, and I ended up with the 5 of Swords.
That's correct. Yes.
And Bryan said, "Oh, that makes a lot of sense." And what did that mean, Bryan?
Well, it's an error card, so right away it's about thinking and mental stuff, which communication falls definitely within that area, and the energy that's around the 5 of Swords is usually about the potential for conflict or thinking miscued communication, which also really reflects the time we're in right now. We're dead in the middle of a Mercury retrograde, which is, I don't know about you, but it's been a quintessential Mercury retrograde. I mean, here's a perfect example for me. I have implants on the upper and lower part of my mouth, and about 6 weeks, well, right before the very first show, this side of my face, like, I blew out, man. So I get my dentist is all the way down in Key Largo, it's like 3 hours from here, and getting in to see him is like trying to get in to see Jesus or something. It's like very, very difficult. So it was a 6-week appointment, and I was supposed to go in on September the 8th. September the 6th, I get a call, dead in the middle of Mercury retrograde. There's been a huge family emergency. We've got to reschedule you. Oh, no problem. When? November 2nd.
Oh. Wow.
No, so I wasn't really going to say anything about it. You know, I was hoping I was hoping like this week it would have already been fixed, but at some point you're going to see my teeth fly out of my mouth. So just bear with me. We're working on it, man. November 2nd.
And there
we'll
you
be
go.
all good.
And now there's no more anxiety. You got it out of the way.
I don't give a shit now. It's just what it is.
There you go.
Yeah, awesome. Exactly. And the truth shall set you free.
So it looks like Jilly pulled herself a card and she got the 3 of Cups.
3 of Cups, the celebration, the celebration at the wedding ceremony. Ooh. Awesome.
Yeah, Jill is definitely at the wedding ceremony and celebrating, I think, with everything that she's got going on. So, and she says we love you regardless. So, and I think we already knew that.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what else have we got planned for today? I know.
Okay. Yes. There is well, first of all, do you know those cool GIFs of the cards that are animated?
Yes.
Yeah. I've got the whole deck animated, and I would love at some point to do an app for that.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Like maybe I can help you with that, or maybe you already know how to do that. Let me see if I can bring some of those up. Hold on a second. I know I can actually. Let me do that. So Bryan is talking about he is talking about his cards, and he actually took his cards and animated them. So where is not the right folder. Sorry, too many things at once here. Fool's Journey. Here's that folder. And
so Mercury retrograde, like it's been a kind of quintessential thing. So a lot of things have screwed up, but at the same time, the really good way to use Mercury retrograde is it's not so good to start stuff, but it's a great time to finish stuff. And I just finished the deck. I did a whole new deck. I decided to flip off AI and say, suck it. And I just did a brand new deck. I'm already halfway through the new manual. It's really cool. It's 84 cards.
You weren't planning on using AI to generate a deck, were you?
I plan on telling AI to go fuck off. I'm never ever going to use AI if at all possible. Although, dude, like everywhere we're looking, like I just sent a link to Carr. Man, like 80% of the internet now is not even real people content. It's AI content.
All the blogs are being written by AI.
Blogs and pictures,
graphic designs and ads.
The whole 9 yards, man. It's just kind of really pathetic.
Absolutely. Okay, so here we go. Check this out. We've got Bryan. I just put a couple of them here into the browser, but these are some of Bryan's light painted images. Not necessarily from the cards, right? These are just some of your.
No, these are a series of angels I did starting at the winter solstice last year.
A phenomenal series of angels. I remember when you were doing these, I was blown away at how your work had elevated, because the difference in this image and some of the previous angels you were doing is that this is actually one shot. It's not flipped, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, this is amazing. So some of the artwork that you've seen from Bryan is manipulated in Photoshop by being flipped and done with symmetry, and some of my work also, the human dollars, I do. But this is such an achievement, I think, in light painting, just to be able to get that symmetrical look by hand. It's like a hand painted set of wings there. That's amazing. It's so freaking beautiful, Bryan.
Thanks.
So this is some of your more commercial work with an actual product, and then you took that into
I love that one
program and edited it. Neil is saying, if you want my appointment tomorrow, you can have it. I'm not sure what he's saying there. Doctors. I guess he's got a doctor's appointment, a dental appointment. But Jilly is saying, discuss the Empress animation. So let's see if I have that one. I think I do have that one. That one is in my downloads. Hold on a second. I believe Empress GIF. Yep, there she is. Yeah, beautiful. So let's discuss the Empress animation. So what do you want to give away any secrets? What you're using to do this, how you're doing this, or you just?
Oh, it's just a software. It's a software thing. I think it's called Photo Vibrance, and it's pretty. I don't know. It's just like anything else, you know, a little practice and you can start making it do what you want to do. But
Leslie,
I particularly came to these because I did these all with incense smoke, and
right.
and the ethereal kind of nature to that just really lends
Comes
itself
right
to
out. Yeah,
that kind of animation. So,
absolutely,
and
absolutely.
it sort of simulates an energetic. That's kind of the way I.
1,000,000%. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's so perfect for these cards. My friend Leslie's a friend of mine who I actually went to Harvard Art School with. So thank you for being here, Leslie. Awesome to see you. And she's saying perfect for NFTs, which is, I agree 1,000,000%.
Thanks.
These are NFT ready to go. You should be an NFT millionaire very soon. Here's some more.
I would love some help with that, man. I'm just sort of
Dude,
with
I'm
that.
here. I'm here. Let's do it. No, we'll talk about it offline.
Okay,
But
that'd be great.
is this the creepy baby?
That's a creepy baby animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he gets animated and then he comes to life and then he goes through my computer screen to Jan's computer screen in Helsinki.
Oh wow, this is a part of the story. That's
yeah.
dude, you are never ever cease to amaze me, and that is phenomenal because I think you're amazing already. So here's another animation. I think I can make this one a little bigger. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, Fiona.
So Fiona is a life-size mannequin of yours that you used. She's a model.
Yes, yes, I rescued her from the trash heap actually, and she's lived with me ever since.
That's awesome. Nancy is saying Bryan does awesome work. Jilly, oh, I'm trying to get it up there. There you go. Bryan does awesome work. Jilly saying, "Ooh, smoke! How cool!" She loves smoke photography. And then Neil's getting us back on track here a little bit and asking about the cards. Should I just continue with 3 card pulls for myself if that's what is comfortable? And I'm going to answer that question and say absolutely. It's all about what's comfortable, what feels right for you. That's what energy is. So if you're feeling anything, if you're saying I feel like I should be doing this, that's what you should be doing.
Perfect answer.
There you go.
And all through this is not a scenario where there are hard and fast rules that you have to fucking follow. There are guidelines that other people have traveled down and it's worked for them. But if you're, you know, the whole part of this is to wake up your inner intuition and those parts of you that you know you don't normally hear because the rest of you is so loud. So if you're getting those feelings, man, jump on them and follow it. Yeah,
totally. This is awesome. This is actually a self-portrait of you, right?
that's correct. Yeah,
that's as big as I can get it, I guess.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And now as a photographer, and I understand light painting, is this one single image or is this a composite?
That is a multiple exposure.
Okay.
That's one exposure where I did me and the bright light and the starburst in the center,
okay.
and I lit up some of the ground around, and then I did that because it's only me, you know.
Right. That's why I'm wondering. That's why I'm wondering how you did.
So then I did the next exposure and ran over and did the wings, and then it blends it together in the camera. So it is one shot. It's just like there's a break in between.
Right. You're right. That's awesome. It composited it in the camera.
Yeah, because that's awesome. The way you do with the, and that's the way I'm working right now, man. Because my Nikon, dude, you're gonna die at this. I like tightened the little connector to where the remote control goes too tight, and it pulled the pins out of.
Oh yeah, I think you told me that. Yeah.
And it's like $400 to replace that thing. So I've just been doing multiple exposures.
Right. I remember you told me that. Angela is out there. What's up, Angela? She's saying she loves this. Hey guys, I love you. We love you too, Angela.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming by.
Angela, you know what? Let me mention my friend Angela is in a bit of a situation. And she has something. I'm going to mention it right here. Give me a second. She's just got some travel stuff. She got screwed over. She went to go visit her grandfather or her father-in-law, I believe. And hold on one second. Let me just get to this. Here we go. And the mechanics kind of screwed her and her family over, And so I'm just going to put this in here. She's got a GoFundMe page. She's trying to get home, cover some expenses. It is kind of a big URL. So you know what I can do is, and I'm just sharing this just out of kindness, because you never know who hears it, might feel, you know, that they can do something to help. And so there you go. I just wanted to share that real quickly. I'm going to post it right here in the comments so that you guys can see it and copy and paste it. If you want to help out, that would be appreciated. So cool. Thanks for coming here, Angela. I appreciate you being here. And I think I got one or two more of these. Like, did we see that one? I think we saw that one. Nope, I think that was it. That was the last one. So awesome.
Okay, so there's a couple things I wanted to talk about before we get out of here.
Okay.
And one of them is I have become a collector of the most effective things for the least amount of effort.
Okay.
and
elaborate.
Top of the list for that is a Japanese style of energy work called Jin Shin Jitsu. And put simply, actually, I'll do part of a whole show on this, but put simply, just by taking your hand and holding your fingers in different ways, you can balance specific energies. Like your first finger, like I have right now, is fear, anger. Your thumb is worry. And if you hold those, and all you have to do is sit there and hold the finger. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to put intent in it. You don't have to add extra juice in it. You can sit there and watch the TV, whatever, man. You can, it doesn't matter. And you can sit there as long as you hold your finger and keep that connection. You're doing your whole fist. So you're completely covering that, right? Yes, exactly. And you'll do that with different things for each of those. Those also have a whole list of like organs that they help.
Right. Okay. What is that called? Not phrenology. There's a word for that.
It's kind of like phrenology, but it's more akin to acupuncture.
Right.
And it's a whole like gigantic system where you're energy meridians, and like there's ways to hold. Like the guy that developed this was going into the forest to die. He was like really mega sick, and he healed himself with this. And this has become like, he has students like all over the world now. And I have never run across anything that works so well, and I don't have to do anything.
So
I mean,
simple.
the next best thing to doing absolutely nothing. It's like if you do nothing, that would be easier.
Well, but just doing that.
Right?
Yeah, just doing that, and then I just put it in my lap. It's like I don't even have to think about it, and it's I'm holding my thumb, and you know, like
exactly. And if you do your palm, and you put your thumb in the center of your palm and wrap your hand around the rest of your hand, that will balance and clear any of those energy blockages. That's what this is all about. Like I feel
it right away. I can feel it right away.
It's crazy. If you can give it 10 or 15
That's amazing.
If you can give it 10 or 15 minutes, it will change it won't make everything go away altogether, but you won't be sitting there in a state of fear or like anger, man.
It's very calming. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I feel like.
And your middle, I use the thumb, which is worry, the first finger, which is fear, and the bird finger, which technically
the bird finger.
Yeah, that's your anger. That's anger. and your fourth finger is grief. Your last finger is, let's see how to say this, kind of like the process of trying to make it happen. It won't happen. And that balances that. And then the center of your palm does all of those at one time.
Right. Wow.
Super good. So
awesome.
another trick from the woohoo.
I like, that's a good one. Yeah, that was a good one. I like that one.
We love you too, Angela.
I'm trying to see if I have. I know we did this I think last week, and it was like, okay, here it is. Good. Let me
I wish I do about sigils.
There was one thing about the sigils, but there was also
This would be a perfect
there was
use for
also
that.
this homemade quinine water that
Yes,
we
yes,
talked
yes,
about. So
yes.
I made a little graphic so people
Excellent.
can write it
Perfect.
down and take it for their own practices. So why don't we just quickly just go through it again real quick, explain
Yeah, this stuff
what
is
it is and
really
what it does.
super great. They developed this in Latin America, like when they were building the canal, the Panama Canal, to treat malaria, and it is really super amazing. So what you want to do is take 2 red grapefruits, 4 limes. You want to throw them in a big pot, let them boil at a rolling boil, and you want them to go. I usually go an hour, hour and a half until they're just mushy, right? And you're throwing the whole fruit in, the peel and all. And then you strain off the water, take the fruit, and I just do a rough chop, a quarter chop on it, throw it in a blender, and start adding the water back to it and blend that thing into a smoothie. And I do a cup a day, every day. And I did that to get me by a really nasty flu, cold kind of scenario I had.
Mm-hmm.
And it helped immensely. And I got so hooked on it ever since. I've been doing it every day. It's got
Just as a daily tonic.
massive amounts of vitamin C. It's cleared up a lot of my facial stuff. It promotes collagen production in the skin, and a lot of the like really deep lines I had on my forehead and my crow's feet around my eyes have gone away. I'm like, wow, man, this is pretty amazing. And the extra energy boost. Like, have you ever heard of this stuff called Emergency? I'd like to use. Yeah. Well, this is like Emergency on steroids.
Oh wow.
So
that's great because I use Emergency, and now
I mean you will dig this. And
awesome.
There's no sugar in that except the natural sugar in the fruit.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Really
so we got a couple of things going on in the comments here. Angela was just explaining what happened, and her engine blew up. That's what happened to her car. So that's what happened to Angela. And then Jill is asking you to discuss the music notes on top of the cards. Let me go back and share the screen again with the Empress card, so we can look at that a little closer. And Jillie's saying thank you. She will cook that up. She's going to make some quinine water. Jill is the best. Jill takes everything she sees, she absorbs it, and she's like, oh, that sounds good, and she'll actually do it. And it's like,
that's what I was going to say. Jill's about practical application, man. She's about absorbing the information, but she does stuff with it, so that it like really becomes something useful for her. So I took the name, the Empress. I took the name of each of the major arcana cards, and I broke those letters down just like we broke it down to do the numerology for the sigils. And those numbers and those letters relate to numbers, and numbers relate to whole tones, the 8 whole tones in a musical scale. So every word has an intrinsic musical sequence already with it. So that's what each of these are. And I did all 22 major arcana cards. I did my own little rock opera and made kind of dubsteppy electronica.
I was going to say, did you ever actually play it and record it? And so you did.
Well, that Megas song I sent you was out of that series.
Wow. You know, that's, dude, what did I just say earlier? You never cease to amaze me. It's like everything I find out about you is that much cooler.
Actually, since we did that that class, you should go back and watch that Megas video, because there are so many little hidden secrets in that, man, that unless you're looking for them, they just go right by you.
Look at the card or watch the class?
No, I'm talking the video. The video is chock full, man.
And the video that you
sent me, the Megas, exactly.
The music video. Do I have it? Did you send me a link to it, or do I have it? Can I play it? Because I could play videos here.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
You should send it to me, and we can play it here. That would be awesome.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, let's do that next week. That is awesome. Cool. Yeah. I'm just I get so wrapped up every time I'm looking at these cards. They're just like so much to look at.
I'm
So,
still seeing new. It's 10 years, man,
and
and
you still see
I'm
new
still
stuff.
seeing. I'm still finding things. I think they
Amazing.
sort of morph and change with you as your
Right.
view changes.
Yeah.
Your
Oh, absolutely.
perspective changes.
Absolutely. It's never the same river twice, right?
No, it really isn't. So enjoyable.
Amazing. Amazing. Oh, so I see we've got some people talking. They're talking to each other. Angela's
Yeah,
telling Ninja about her situation. So I'm glad that people are catching up. I'm glad that our viewers care and love for each other. That's what this is all about, man. It's so cool to like. I know in the last couple of years, it's been really important to like find your community, and I have never really been a super social guy. I mean, I like going out to concerts and seeing bands, but
I'm a hermit, man.
I don't like crowds, you know what I mean? And this is just so cool. I really appreciate all of you guys and you, Bryan, and people that I have met and actually connected with on a much different level than going out to a concert and bumping into them. You
That's
know what
because
I
we're
mean?
putting out a frequency, and people are like, their
Yeah,
frequency is
yeah,
like connecting to that, and it's like, oh man, it's such a different zone than
yeah. It's
the
a much
white noise of it.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a much better way to metaphorically bump into people and actually connect with them.
right.
You know what I mean? It definitely is. It definitely is. So I guess we're wrapping up another episode, right?
It looks that way,
It's
man.
it's
It's like it goes really fast, bro. I could go for another hour or two.
yeah, so cool. Julie, loved the show. Thanks for being here and an inspiration for us to keep going.
I'm
Uh,
so grateful for your participation, Jilly.
yeah,
Much,
we were.
much, 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 much love, man. I really just
Yeah.
respect and admiration and love.
Absolutely. So what do we got coming up next week, just to prepare
Next week,
everybody?
we are moving on to, we'll have our first run through the 4 elements with the Emperor. That's a fire card. We went through the Magus card, which is air. We went through the Priestess, which is water. Today we went through the Empress, which is an earth card, and next week we'll go through the Emperor, and that is the fire card. So that's
Nice.
the first four chunk elemental series, and that kind of like is, in the same way I kind of see the Empress and the Priestess as 2 parts of a whole.
Right.
I kind of see that same thing with the Emperor and the Magus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're both like, both those things, the Priestess and the Empress are both kind of quintessential feminine energy, and the Magus and the Emperor are that quintessential kind of pure masculine energy,
Right.
and it's like, but there's like 2 different sides of that energy. Both of them. You've got the mother nurturer, sensual pleasure person with the Empress, and then you've got the kind of cool, aloof, mysterious sort of Priestess. But together they make this.
Right. You were
thing.
saying they make the whole. Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So just a couple of questions. Angela's saying, are you in New York? Bryan is in Florida. I am in New York, but Bryan is in Florida. I know you said, Angela, you are coming to New York. So that's cool. When she gets settled here, she will be making spiritual travel altars. Awesome. I don't know what that is exactly, but sounds cool. Travel, like altars that people can take with them to, if they're traveling, I guess.
Or maybe it's a place you go do some astral traveling from.
Oh,
that's what came to my mind.
Yeah. Interesting. Ninja Kitty is saying, sorry, I missed you. That's all right. You could always watch the replay. You made it here. Your energy is a part of this now. So bam, you're here. We appreciate it.
Welcome to the family.
Welcome to the family.
Yeah.
So we did not get that much of the bowls tonight, but maybe we'll get some of that in the future.
We will. Well, I'm going to have those guys on the show.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
So we'll wait for that. But I wanted to give a little teaser up front.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Rick is saying he loves the new deck. He's going to go through the earlier episodes to learn how to cleanse and bless. Awesome. Thanks for doing it.
Oh man,
you know
thanks.
what?
Thanks, Rick.
we're just doing it. We were called here to do it. We're just doing it because we love it. And Lily's gonna watch the replay too. Awesome. So Bryan, I will talk to you during the week. Everybody else, I will see you next week. Thank you so much for bringing all your energy here and coming on this fool's journey with us.
Super grateful. Thank you very much.
Much love. We'll see you guys next week.
Much love. Yeah.
Peace.